Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the BullParagon channel, where my goal is to bring simple and effective trading strategies to all of you. Now, we've been doing a lot of talking in the Knights of the Roundtable Discord lately about backtesting. The folks that have been here for a long time know that I do a ton of backtesting. I probably spend 3 to 4 times the amount of time on my backtesting than I do on my actual trading. And that's where we come up with a lot of these studies, a lot of these strategies, a lot of these ideas. Now, I don't do this alone. There's a group of us in the Discord that do a lot of back testing. We'll split up and take different parts. We'll test slightly different angles to the back testing and then go over our results together and share that. What I feel is extremely important is having solid, reliable data. There have been times that we will go through and purchase data from the CBOE, and Sir Spectre, one of the knights in the channel, is usually the one that will go and get the data, and we'll get it all the way down to 5 minute or 1 minute time frames over a certain date range and go from there to analyze through the data. That's all a lot of spreadsheets, and if you preset what you're looking for, you can kind of set that up. Then we also have chart level back testing, where we're reading charts and going through and finding an indicator or a series of indicators on a chart, and we want to start plotting those results. So I'm going to go through a little bit of that tonight. I'm going to talk about how I go through and do the back testing, what I'm looking for in the charts, and going to start with a little bit about why I do not use on demand in Thinkorswim. When you're looking at your back testing and you're pulling up a specific chart, while we're doing this, I'm going to load some charts up. When you're going through and doing your back testing in Thinkorswim, in the on demand, if you do not have trades that happen for 9 minutes, you're not going to see a price change in that range. So your indicator may happen at a certain time, but you're not going to see the price change that you're looking for. So there's also some inconsistencies with on demand, and I've spent some time on the phone with the trade desk at Thinkorswim. And you guys, nothing wrong with Thinkorswim. Love them. I love the customer service, love the platform. But when we talk about specifically the on demand, it doesn't get the same updates that they make on the live charts. So if there's an adjustment, it's not the same updates. When I say live charts, what I'm doing when I come through here is I'll come into our time frame and I'll pick a specific date. So I'll come to custom, I put the exact date I want and the time frame, and then I'll click OK here. And then I'm going to put my option here in the chart. So we chart the option specifically when we're looking for the exact option prices. So I'm going to bring up a spreadsheet that I have here. And this is something that I share in the premium channel, so that way all the folks that are there can save their own copy and use the format if they like to, or even just go through and go a different level beyond in the results. So you'll see there's a few sets of back testing I've done here today. This is the third set that we're going to work on tonight. All these full results are going to be in the channel, and we've got some of the previous tabs of the spreadsheet here that we've talked about in the last video. So I've gone through already and looked at what the open prices were each day for a series of days. And when we back test, I'll start with 5 to 10 days worth of back testing, capture the 20, 40, 50 trades, whatever it will be, and look at the sample size. If it looks decent, we'll go further, and we want to capture at least 100 trades, or at least 20 to 30 days if it's a small number of trades. So um, that's something that we're looking at. And then as things look good, we always go further. The further you can go back with your data, the more accurate and better it's going to be. So with this, I'm going to show you here, there are a few things I'd like to keep on the charts. We'll put the date that we're looking at. We're going to put our SPY open price. And then we're going to look here as well at what the option is for a call and for a put that we're looking at. In this particular instance, we're looking at a SPY 3-minute chart. We're charting the option itself. That's why we have them here. 10 contracts per position, and we're going to look at $2 out of the money. Entries are, we've got these interesting studies that you saw on the screen. We're looking for entries of the close of the candle in one of the colors. We're coming up from the bottom. Let's get back to that chart. What we're looking for here, I'm going to zoom in on a set here that we have. We're looking for the close of the candle. And you guys, I have a line here instead of candles. I like this for systems like this when we're using these waves or these option rainbows, as we're calling this one so far. We're looking for the close of the candle once we came up and crossed into the first color, the first level. And what I do here is I'm hovering over the line after that cross happened and before the candle closed. So we've got the sequence counter in here to show us where the close of each candle is. So I'm going to hover here just before. And as we're looking at that, let's go through and get our data box back. There we go. Get our data box back in there. So as we go through and hover here, you'll see at the top of the screen where I'm hovering right there, just under where it says style, I'm looking for the C, which is 264.53. And we're on a QQQ chart right now, but that's where we'd be looking at capturing it right up here. So let's go ahead and get our options loaded in the screen, and we'll go ahead and take a look. So we're going to copy this one over, come back into our chart. I like to put the call on the left and the put on the right. That's just what I do. It works for consistency for me. Let's get back over here. And you see we've got the little spinning wheel there that's telling us pretty much no data. It can't go and fetch that data. The reason why is because we've got a call in here for the 26th, and we actually want to be looking at the 25th because that was the date that we had listed in our spreadsheet there. So we're going to pull the 25th in here. We're going to make it the 25th on this side as well. We're the 25th of October, 25th, 3-minute. Boom. Now we get some data. So again, this is where I find the most accuracy. And if you want to reach out, I can explain to you why after talking with the trade desk, why I find this much more accurate. But for me, this is giving me the most consistent data with my results. And for this one specifically, we're charting the options. You can see here on the put side, and you guys, I don't like to take trades before 10 a.m. I chart them when we're going through this process just to see, because we want to capture all the data. Me personally, I'm typically looking for trades after 10 a.m. with a lot of this. On the put side, we never really cross into this zone. We never came up into this first blue color. This is just an EMA on here, the red line. We probably don't need this for the back testing, but I keep it in this chart. All day long in a 3-minute chart, we never crossed in. The white line is our candle, that's our price. So let's get over here and take a look. All right, so for an example here, like I said, I don't normally take the before 10 a.m.s, but we're going to go ahead and plot it anyway. We crossed into the blue, if you can see, we can zoom this in a little bit, cross into the blue during this candle. So when this candle closes, we're going to capture this price. We're hovering over this candle, and we see right at the top, it says close 269. That's what we're looking for. The close of the candle is 269. So let's go back here. We're going to go in our call. We're going to put 269, and then we're going to find our exit. What we're looking for in an exit for this system, we want to see the first time that we close down one color level. And we came out of that dark blue. We came up from this, we're going to call it a light blue, through this kind of teal color into the dark blue. The first time we came down and lost a color was this candle here. So we're going to capture the close of this candle. That's our exit, 327. And we talked a lot last week about, hey, do we want to go through and completely close our position, or do we want to just cover our costs here? The way we have this formula built is we're looking at taking 10 contracts per. So we've got the times 1,000 for 10 contracts, 100 contracts, 100 shares per contract. So that's giving us our number. We're essentially putting $2,690 into this position. We're out with 3,270. We had a profit of 580. You can adjust these levels to anything that you'd like. Again, in the premium channel, we have these spreadsheets. If you want to make this say 3 contracts or 30 contracts, go right ahead. You'll save your copy and manipulate the sheets any way you need to for what you're researching. In some instances, we may have gone through here, sold off all but 2 contracts. So we were in 10. You may have kept 2 because we were able to cover our cost at that rate and keep 2 free contracts. And now you're looking for the next exit. Sure enough, we came back up into the zone. We came down, we didn't quite cross the zone. You may have wanted to get out those last 2 here. I probably would have taken one of them, watch, see what happens, and then definitely take the other one as we get down here. At the very worst, you're getting out of these right here at this 329. If not one here, you're getting out both 329 because we definitely came down and cut through a couple levels. So again, this is how I do my back testing. I'll go through here on this chart, and I'm just capturing, for the sake of this back testing, the entry and the first exit. I'm not going to go through and figure out the cover costs and leaving 2 contracts, 3 contracts, 4 different times and plotting all of those. I'm just looking for entries and exits. And on a system like this, because I'm charting the option itself and looking for a good setup, I'm probably looking for a sizable position on these first ones. Now, one thing that we probably should do on this one that I don't have is to go through and record the time that we take these trades. We should insert a column left, record the time of the trade, because we might want to go back through and sort the data and find out, do the best trades happen between 10 a.m. and noon? Do we have only small trades, wins or losses, that happen after 3 p.m.? Sometimes we have a big move at the end of the day. But we also know that if we're playing a 0 DTE or a short DTE, we're probably going to do some smaller positions at the end of the day. So just a couple things to consider here with this. This is something that I'm just tracking to see the first entry, first exit in this system. And now I'll go through the day and I'll find the next setup. My next setup is when we start down below the colors and get that first close into the color again. So we're going to take this close here of 343 as our buy price. Let's go find the next exit on this one. So we came down, but we didn't lose the channel. Come back up. Now we're in the next channel. This one should be pretty good. We come down, we lose this color channel, and now our close is 366. So these 2 trades here, they're not glorious, but when we look at it and say, hey, you know what? We're 2 for 2. We're in here with a total profit of $810 in 2 trades. We're in pretty early in the day. That's a pretty solid start to the day right there, and looking at that. And again, remember, we had nothing on the put side. The great thing about a system like this is charting the options. You'll never want to be in positions on both sides at the same time, because your call and your put are not going to be going up together. But that's going to give you a good snapshot of what I'm looking at and how I back test. It's a very manual process. There's sometimes a lot of data, and sometimes we'll get through the first sample set like this and realize that either there are far too many losses, or the losses that are there are too large for the sample size we want. We might not want to go through and push further, and we might want to go through and push a little further. I had one set like this that I believe I tested earlier today, had 11 days worth of data, had 61 or 62 trades, and produced $7,500 in profit, just going through some simple systems, following simple rules. And you guys, that doesn't look at any judgment calls. That doesn't look at any points where you might see this thing move up through certain levels and you see a good opportunity where you may have said, you know what, we took this position here when we crossed in roughly 368, went all the way up to 449, and our sell trigger wasn't until the close of this candle at 401. You may have said from this 449 and seeing this coming down, we might not have waited till 401. So there are some of these that we're going to have our judgment call on our trades where we might get a little bit sweeter out of them. And you also might have some where you kind of ride a line sometimes. You have a trade like this, an indicator here. Did we come down and cross that level, closing level? Yeah, we did. Did we just barely do it and you may have held this? This is where I plot just the exacts. If we came down in here and we closed in this dark blue, we're counting that as closing this position. In the moment, you may have kept a judgment call. You may have looked at this and said, you know what? We got in here at 349. I'm already up here at 384. I might give this one an extra 10 or 15 cents to see, since I'm still in the profit. And sure enough, you would have held it on until you're up over $4 at 420s range. But again, we're just plotting the exacts. There's no judgment calls in back testing. With back testing, you have to have defined rules and you have to follow those rules. So I'm going to take a moment here and just look at the Discord. With this, when we look, we're going to get over here and we're going to see in the BullParagon channel, I keep all of my back testing in here. We keep the results, keep the links for the studies. We keep a lot going here. We do a lot of collaborating in here with different sets, different styles. Right now, I've got a referral in here as well. If you sign up and then refer your friends, there's a 10% credit for you for referrals. We just added that. When you first come to the Discord and you join the Knights of the Roundtable Discord, couple things to point out here. The Grand Hall is our main chat where you see most of the stock discussion. We've got a contest coming up. We're going to do a 5K account challenge. Keep a calendar here that talks about a lot of what's coming up. When you get down into the night section, you'll see the premium access. This is where you're going to see your access for the BullParagon channel. You'll click here to sign up. It's a one-time payment. You'll be in, you'll be set, and then you'll get access to the second channel. This second channel for BullParagon does not appear until you signed up under the premium setting. We've also got CJ who runs the Indicator Pro bot. This is a great bot with a great algorithm, and this will give you alerts in the channel once you sign up, and they're the exact same alerts that he releases through his Telegram channel, but you see it here in the Knights Discord, so you don't have to be keeping Telegram open and your Knights Discord. So you'll see all those as well. So back up, like I said in the beginning here, our Grand Hall is the main spot. Just a little while ago, we had some charting going on. Sir Chosen was showing a lot of charts, doing some collaborating with others. So he was down here in our collaboration station doing a live. So you'll see live trading that we use during the day. We've got this collaboration we use a lot in the evenings. We're going over strategies and studies and charts. So just a couple of things in here to take a look at when you get in and start looking around. Once you do join the Discord, come on in, say hello, send me a DM. I'd be happy to talk to you, say hello to you. I'm also breaking down exactly what these studies are, these different waves or rainbows, if you see. Um, I'll have the breakdown of what these are in a second video that will be in the premium channel. And I'll definitely go through and share the studies on that so you can see it. This is a lot of fun checking out new studies and finding new things to research and work on with all of you. And as you can see through some of the charting here, we get into some pretty good wins, some pretty consistent numbers on some of these little strategies. So with that said, we're going to wrap up this video, and there will be a second video in the premium channel just for the subscribers. So we'll get in and break down what those charts are, and I'll share the previous two back testings in full that I did earlier today. Thank you all, and I'll see you in the Discord.